We are going to start in a standing position, but we won't stay there too long, I promise. But keep your block. So we're going to face the tall side of our chair and just have your block handy on the ground. We're going to just do a light little bit of balance work, and then we'll sit down. So placing your block down on the ground, on the flat surface or on the lowest surface, and so that it's long ways. So you want to be able to step the length of your foot onto your block. So once you've got your block, just place down on the ground, then both feet on the ground, hands on the chair, a nice soft stance. So almost as if you're trying to sit your butt down onto a stool. So soften your knees, soften the back of your body, soften your shoulders, and just let your hands rest comfortably on the chair so that you feel grounded and connected, but you're not gripping on the chair. And here, eyes can be closed, or you can just soften your gaze, whatever feels more stable and comfortable. But allow yourself a moment to just let your focus come inward. Start to just notice how you're feeling this morning, how you're feeling physically, how you're feeling emotionally. And if you can notice, maybe notice how you're feeling energetically. And then once you have a sense of how you're feeling this morning, physically, mentally, energetically, then start to see if you can just tune into that physicality. Notice your feet connected to the floor, and maybe even give your toes a little wiggle and notice the texture underneath your feet. Or if you're wearing socks or shoes, maybe you'll notice the container that your feet are in. And then if you wiggled your feet, just let them come to a stillness and then get a sense of that solid ground underneath you. And then see if you can notice your calves and your shins, and you might notice the fabric of the clothes that you're wearing. Or if you're not wearing any pants, if you're wearing shorts, and notice your skin in the open air. And then let your awareness come up to your knees. And if you are locked into your knees, if you're really gripping into your knees, let your knees be a little bit softer, almost as if you're trying to sit down. So that soft position of the knees, and then allow your awareness to come up to your thighs. Notice your hips. Notice your back. Notice your shoulders. Notice your arms, and notice the place in your hands that is touching the back of your chair. Notice your head and your neck. And then if it feels like your head and your neck are tilted slightly forward, can you bring it back so that your ears feel like they're in line with your shoulders, or your head, your heart, and your hips are in line? And then once you've tuned into that greater sense of awareness of your physical body, think about just finding this lift that comes up through the crown of your head. So just gently drawing up through the crown of your head so you feel this sort of lighter sense through your spine. And then once you found it, knees are still soft, feet are still anchored on the ground. Pause here for a moment, set an intention to honor your mind and your body throughout your practice, never doing anything that would cause your body pain, and treating yourself with love, care, and respect. Wonderful. And then with that intention set, gently lift your chin upward towards the sky. Eyes can be open or closed. That's totally up to you. And as you exhale, tuck your chin down to your chest, but can you keep your shoulders soft and down? Inhale and lift your chin up towards the sky. Exhale and tuck your chin down towards your chest, making this nice and slow, matching the movement to your breath. Inhale to lift your chin up. Exhale to tuck your chin down. And then as you inhale, bring your head to a neutral position, and then we're going to turn the head side to side. So eyes open or closed, that's totally up to you. But look over your right shoulder. Bring your head through center. Look over your left shoulder. Bring your head through center. Look over your right shoulder. Bring your head to center. Look over your left shoulder and bring your head to center. And then the next time you turn your head to the right, stay there. And this is going to be a little bit more of an active position. So you're going to hold that active turn of the head, feeling a little bit of strength in the neck muscles. Take a nice big inhale. Slow exhale. Rotate your head through center. Turn your head to the left. Hold that active position. Take a nice big inhale. Slow exhale. Turn your head back to center, and then keeping your head in that center neutral position. Reach your left hand up alongside your ear. Keep your right hand on the chair, and then just lean over to the right just a little bit so you feel a little opening, a little stretch through the left side of the body, and then come back to your breath. Take a nice big inhale. Slow exhale. Notice here, where in your body is your breath constricted and where is your breath free? And then can you get an idea of making more space for the breath in the spaces that you feel that constriction? Take one more big inhale, freeing the breath up. Slow exhale. And then when you're ready, release your left hand to the chair. Right hand's going to reach up alongside your ear. Lean over to the left. Find that nice side bend. And then tune back into the breath. Nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. Another big inhale. Notice where your breath is free and where your breath is constricted. And then see if you can get an idea of freeing your breath up. Open up spaces for the breath. Take a big inhale. Slow exhale. Beautiful. Lift it back up. And then both hands on the chair. We're just going to take a couple little wiggles of the knees. So bop one knee and then the other. You pick a heel up and then just kind of get a sense of how your knees are feeling, your feet are feeling, your ankles are feeling. Nice. One more little bop of your feet, bop of your knees, bop of your ankles, and then step your right foot up onto your block. So we're going to step up and then step your left foot down, step your right foot off, step your left foot onto the block, step up, lower your foot back down, step that left foot off back to that right foot, step onto the block, lift up, lower down, step that foot off, left foot on the block. And once you've got that down, see if for the next two steps on each side, can you keep your head and your gaze forward so you know where that block is? It feels secure under your feet and you're finding that lift without having to look down. Awesome. And then left foot on, right foot off. We're going to step up onto the block and then stay there. And then just like a light pendulum swing. So we're going to let that right foot just swing a little bit forward and back. Let it be a little bit loose and a little bit heavy. So most of your weight is on your standing leg. Your hands are on the chair to help support. And we're just letting that leg lightly swing. Allow it to get just a little bit heavier. And then we're going to put a little reach. So push into your left leg, but reach through your right leg, reach through your toes and think half locust here. So reach through your toes, reach them towards the back end of your mat, and then let your leg lift just a little bit. Keep your spine nice and long, reaching through the crown of the head, reaching through that right toe. Take one more breath and then reach long as you bring it back in. Soften that foot down to the ground, step off, and then we're going to take it to the other side. Right foot's going to step onto the block. And then once you found that position, just a swing of that left foot, pendulum swinging forward and back. Allowing the leg to be a little bit heavy. Awesome. And now think half locust. So we're going to reach through those left toes. Keep reaching those toes towards the back end of your mat, long through your spine. Lengthen through the toes as you lift that leg backwards just a little bit. And then when you're ready, reach through the toes as you bring that leg back. Soften your foot, step down, and step both feet off. Give a little bop of the knees, a little wiggle of the hips. And then we're just going to walk back for one down dog. So hands on the chair, walk yourself back so you make that nice little V shape, and then let your head drop down between your arms. Take 3 nice big breaths here. When you're ready, soften your knees, look forward, walk yourself up. We're going to pick up our block and then move our chair, or you just sit down in your chair if you're in a good position to do so. And then we're just going to sit our butt into the middle of the chair and just have the block somewhere nearby, but we're not going to use it right away. So feet on the floor, butt in the middle of your chair, hands wherever feels the most comfortable. Just for a moment, come back to yourself, close your eyes down, take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. With a nice upright lifted spine, we're going to take a couple of little tick-tocks of the head. So drop your ear to shoulder, just taking it gently side to side, noticing how the sides of your neck feel and your shoulders. Nice. One more little tick-tock of the head side to side. And then as your head comes back to center, fingers are going to find the shoulders. And we're going to start with some small, gentle circles. So we're going to draw our elbows in circles, keep it small to start. Just allow a little warmth to come into the shoulders. And then once things are feeling good, maybe make those circles a little bit bigger. And then if you like here, just for a moment, close your eyes down. Notice your fingers touching your shoulders. How do your elbows feel? Can you tune in and listen? You might hear a little rustling of your body and your clothes moving. Notice if you're hearing any clicking in your shoulders. And if so, be mindful. If it's a painful click, you might want to dial it back a little bit or soften your movements. Take one more time around. And then we're going to take our circles small and go in the other direction. Start nice and small. And then once you feel like things are moving in a nice way, maybe you increase that range of motion. And then once you've got a range of motion that works good for you, close your eyes down and then listen in. You might notice the movement of your clothes. You might notice the sound of your breath. Tune in and notice if you're hearing any sounds coming out of your shoulders. Awesome. Take one more circle around and then let your hands find your knees, move right into a seated cat-cow. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin, arch your back. Exhale and round your back. Inhale to lift. Exhale to round. 3 more cycles of breath here, just moving with your breath's rhythm. Beautiful. And then as you find a neutral spine, move right into a seated twist. So right hand's going to find the left knee, left hand behind you. You can use the low side of the chair, the tall side of the chair, whatever handhold behind you works good for you. Think about getting nice and tall on your inhalation in the twist, and then softening on your exhalation. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, release and take your twist over to the other side. Catch the side of your knee, low side of the chair, tall side of the chair, whatever works better for your handhold. Take one more breath. And then when you're ready, release back to center, and we're going to scooch our butt forward in the seat. So you're finding that get a little closer to the front end of the seat, and then step your feet forward nice and wide with the heels on the floor and the toes lifted. And then we're going to take it into our little seated ragdoll. So you're going to fold forward. Maybe you'll catch hold of your toes, maybe your thighs, maybe you stay up at the knees, whatever depth of a fold works good for your body. And then invite some softness in. Soften through the low back. Soften through your upper back. Soften through the back of your neck. And then just take a moment here to notice your breath. Take a nice big inhale. Nice slow exhale. One more breath here. And then when you're ready, slowly and mindfully walk yourself back up and in, stepping your feet in so that they're about hip or shoulder distance apart, feet nice and solid on the ground, and maybe just scoot your butt back so you feel really nice and grounded in your chair. And then come into your seated mountain pose. We're going to press gently down into the feet, press into the sits bones, lift up through the crown of your head, and then just notice if your chin jutted forward or your heart jutted forward. Bring your heart in line with your hips, and then pull your chin back slightly like you're making a little semi-double chin. And then once you've found all of that, close your eyes or soften your gaze. Take a nice deep breath in. Nice slow breath out. Open your eyes. Inhale, arms up and overhead. Look to your hands. As you exhale, bring your hands through heart center. Hands down at your sides. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Hands down at your sides. Nice. And now we'll move a little further with that. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. So lift your heart, dive your heart forward, reach down towards your toes. Inhale to a half forward fold. Hands are going to glide to the shins. Exhale to soften down. Pull your abdominal muscles in. Roll up through your spine like you're pulling your ribs towards the back part of your chair. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, around, down, and back. Nice. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Pull the abdominal muscles in. Pull your ribs back. Roll up through your spine. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, around, down, and back. One more just like that. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale to half forward fold. Exhale to soften down. Pull the abdominal muscles in. Pull the ribs back. Roll up through the spine. Roll your shoulders up to your ears, around, down, and back. And then we're going to take 3 more rolls of the shoulders going in that direction. So just draw them up to the ears, around, down, and back. Beautiful. And then take it in the other direction. Shoulders draw back, up, and around. Nice. 2 more just like that. Beautiful. And then take those shoulders, draw them down and back, arms down at your sides, finding that seated mountain pose again. Nice. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half forward fold. And then with that slightly lifted position of the chest, walk your hands in so your hands find the tops of the knees, and think of this as a cobra position. So you're going to lightly press gently into your hands, lift your chest, lift your gaze. So there's a nice big arch in the back. Take a nice big inhale. And then exhale, soften that position just a little bit. And then we're going to do that again. So gently press into the hands. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your gaze, arching through the back. And then exhale, soften just a little bit. Awesome. One more just like that. Push into the hands, lift the chest, lift your gaze. Exhale to soften, and then slide your hands all the way down to the ground. And then we're going to slide up, but we're going to grab hold of the left knee as you come on up. Draw that left knee up towards your chest, and then take that knee, draw it in circles, go in one direction. Awesome. And then take that knee, draw it in circles, go the other way. Nice. And then we're just going to hold on to that left knee with the left hand. So we're going to take that knee, swing it out to the side, draw it up a little higher towards your shoulders, and then circle your foot in one direction. Wonderful. And then take your foot, circle it the other way. Nice. And then bring it back in, give it one last little hug, little squeeze, and then release that foot down to the ground. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold everything down. Inhale to half forward fold. Keep that half forward fold position. Walk your hands up to the tops of your knees and thighs. 3 cobras here. Inhale to lift. Exhale to soften. Inhale to lift. Exhale to soften. Inhale to lift. Exhale to soften all the way down into that little bit of a folded position. And then we're going to slide up, grabbing hold of the right knee, drawing it up. Take that knee in circles, go in one direction. Nice. And then take that knee, draw it in circles, go the other way. Beautiful. And then take that right knee into the right hand, swing it out nice and wide, draw it up a little higher towards the shoulder, and then circle your foot in one direction. Beautiful. And then circle your foot the other way. Awesome. And then bring it in, give it one last little hug, little squeeze, and then release it down, find your mountain pose. And then we're going to pick up our pace just a little bit. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right hand over to the left shin, left hand reaches to the sky. Release that hand down, slide up the shin, bring the knee to the chest, bring your nose to your knee, and release back to mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, left hand over to the right shin, right hand reaches to the sky. Release that hand down, slide up the shin, bring the knee to the chest, bring your nose to your knee, and release back to mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale to soften down, right hand over to the left shin, left hand reaches to the sky. Release that hand down, slide up the shin, bring the knee to the chest, bring your nose to your knee. Release just a little bit, take that knee, swing it out. Bring it back in, release it down, find your mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half forward fold. Exhale, soften down, left hand over to the right shin, right hand reaches to the sky. Release that hand down, slide up the shin, bring the knee to the chest, bring your nose to your knee. Release that just a little bit, swing that leg out to the side and bring it back in. Nice, step that foot down to the ground. Cool, now we're gonna pivot on our chair. So you're gonna turn to the left and then scoot your butt around so that your left cheek is on the chair, but the right coming off. And now we're gonna drop that right knee down. So we're gonna let the knee come in line with the hip and the back toes are curled under so you get nice support in that lunge. Once you found your way there, hand to the shoulder, your other hand is gonna find the back of the chair and we're gonna hug elbow into the hip. So we're gonna squeeze and close that space in the side body and then open it up, lean in towards the back of the chair as you drop your hip down away from the seat. Pull it up, squeeze through the side body, and then lengthen through the side body, lean into the back of the chair. Think side bend here. One more time, hug it in, and then release, leaning back into the chair so we find that side bend. And then find a neutral position, your hand that's on the shoulder, it can hold onto the chair as you slide that right leg back. So now we're gonna come into a crescent lunge, keeping the knee lifted, reaching through that back heel, and then take that right hand, inhale, reach up to the sky and look up. Exhale, lower it down, and then maybe reach back and just brush the back of your thigh. Inhale and reach up. Exhale, lower your hand, maybe brush your thigh. Beautiful, one more just like that. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower that hand, maybe brush your thigh, and then soften that back knee, swivel yourself around as you come back around, maybe take a couple of little gentle windshield wipers just to soften everything up. And then once you feel good about everything, take it over to the other side. Pivot yourself around, scoot your butt so that your right bum is on the chair, but your left is off, and then drop that knee down so that it's in line with the hip or fairly in line with the hip. Hand on the back of the chair so you've got that support, and now fingers find that shoulder. And then once you're there, hug it in. Hug your elbow towards your hips, get that little squeeze in the side body, and then think side bend as you lean into the back of the chair, but drop your hip down. Beautiful. Hug it in, get that little hug, little squeeze, and then lengthen side bend into the back of the chair. Beautiful. Hug it in, give a little squeeze. Lengthen as you side bend. Awesome. And then come to a neutral position, release your hand, hold onto the chair, sliding that back leg so that you can find that crescent lunge. Once you found that lunge, inhale, reach your arm up, look up. Exhale, lower your hand, brush your thigh. Inhale and reach up. Exhale and brush your thigh. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, brush your thigh. Nice. And then soften that back knee, swing those legs around, give everything a little windshield wiper action just to make sure everything is feeling good. Cool. And then scoot your butt way forward again so that you find the edge of your chair. And then we're going to come back to that seated ragdoll. So step your feet so they're a little wider than shoulder distance. Nice, generous bend in the knees. Lift your heart and then just start to lean your heart forward. Walk your hands down. So maybe you catch hold of your toes or whatever handhold works good for you. And then see if you can come back to that softness through the back of your body. Soften through the backs of your legs. Soften your butt. Soften your low back. Soften your shoulders. Take one more breath. And then slowly and mindfully walk yourself back up and in. We're going to keep our butt towards that front edge of the chair. And now we're going to step our feet. So think frog pose. If you were down on the ground, think of your knees against the floor. And now we're going to allow our hands to be that sensation. So we're going to take our hands to the insides of the knees. And I have lots of external rotation in my legs, but everybody's legs might look a little different. So you go to the depth and the width that feels right in your body, and then bring your hands right to the insides of those knees and just a gentle press inward. So your knees are going to give a light bit of resistance. So it's an effort as the knees slightly push forward and the hands slightly push back. And then think about just lifting up through the crown of your head. Bring your ears back in line with the shoulders. Close your eyes down here for a moment. Take a nice deep breath in. Knees are slightly pushing forward, hands are slightly pushing back. Nice slow breath out. 2 more cycles of breath, keeping that resistance with your hands if you can find it. One more cycle of breath. Awesome. And then soften up your knees, toe heel your feet in, maybe give them a little windshield wiper again, just to make sure everything is feeling good. And then if you can, grab your block, and we're just going to bring a little bit of heat back into the body before we do our final stretch of our hips. So we're just going to start by figure 8 passing our block underneath our legs. So we're playing around a little bit with proprioception and our hand grip. Once you've got that rhythm of pass, close your eyes down. Can you do this without looking at the block, without looking at your legs, keeping an upright position with your spine? If you're unsure, slow it down so you find your handhold and you find the appropriate lift of your leg to pass that block clearly underneath your leg. Beautiful. One more pass on each side. And then let your legs come down into a stillness. Bring your block into the skinniest setting. Place it right between your knees. And now you're going to push into your knees like you're trying to crush the block. Feel a nice activation of those inner thighs, maybe a little bit of activation of the outer thighs. Close your eyes down for a second. Keep pushing into that block. Feel your inner thighs working, tops of your quads working. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. Grab hold of the block, release your knees, give them a little swish. And now we're going to flip the block to the medium setting. So place it right back in between the knees, push your knees inward, activating the inner thighs, outer thighs are working. Close your eyes down, feel that active position as you push inward. Take a nice deep breath in. Slow breath out. Grab your block, release your legs, give them a little swish. Last one here. So you might like to toe heel your feet out a little bit further, taking the block at the widest setting, which means you're going to have to just reposition yourself so it feels like a comfortable place to be, and then push those knees in. Maybe you might not go as far now because the edges might cut into your inner thigh a little bit. So be mindful, but find that active position. Knees are pushing inward. Close your eyes down. Feel your legs working. Take a nice big breath in. Nice slow breath out. Grab your block, release your legs, give your knees a little swish, and then set that block down onto the ground. Scoot your butt back in your chair just a little bit, and we're going to come back to a side bend. So left hand's going to touch down to the side of your chair. Right hand's going to reach up. Lean over to that side, keeping your sits bones nice and anchored. Take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. Awesome. Lift up and take it to the other side. Find your handhold first and then lean into that side bend. Big breath in. Slow breath out. Beautiful. Lift up, and now we're going to take it into the head and the neck. So you're going to drop left ear over to the left shoulder. Take a second, maybe wiggle some things around, make sure everything feels good. Shoulders are soft. And then if you like, left ear is down to the shoulder, take your left hand, reach it up to the side of your head and just allow the weight of your hand to rest gently on your head. And then once you found that, soften your jaw, maybe close your eyes. Take a few nice deep breaths here, staying here just a little bit longer than we normally do. Keeping your hand on your head, but we're going to slightly vary the rotation of the head. So you're going to soften your grab, turn your nose down towards your armpit, which means your hand might find the back of your head, and then soften again. Soften through the back and side of your neck, soften your jaw. Take one more breath. And then we're going to just rotate back to that original position. So slight shift of your hand, ear drops back to the shoulder. Take one more good deep breath here. Cool. And then keeping your head down, but release your hand from your head. And then just like you're making a little no, gently turn your head slightly side to side. And then bring it into a yes and gently nod the head up and down. Cool. And then the next time you nod your chin down, roll it across the chest and then take that ear drop to the other side. So you're going to find that nice long position, wiggle around, make sure everything feels like it's in a good place. And then once you're there, right hand's going to reach up and just rest gently on the side of your head. Eyes can close down if that feels appropriate. Invite some softness into your jaw, softness into your cheekbones. Take one more breath here. And then just that slight rotation. So you're going to turn your nose down towards your armpit as you just shift the placement of your hand on your head. Beautiful. And then slight rotation, bringing that ear back to the shoulder, shifting your hand just slightly. Beautiful. And then keeping your head tilted down, release your hand from your head, and then find that little no, shaking the head gently side to side. And then find that yes, gently nodding the head up and down. Cool. And then on the next nod down, roll your chin just down to your chest, then make a couple little figure eights here, just kind of soothing out the back of the neck, maybe bringing a little bit of mushy movement into the shoulders even. And then as you lift your head up, hands are going to reach behind you. Find the back of the chair and take it into a gentle back bend. So we're going to find the handhold that works, lifting your chest, squeezing between the shoulder blades, lift your chin, take a nice big breath in. Slow breath out. Cool, and then release, and then start to walk your butt back in your seat, scooching all the way back, and then let your back and your shoulders find a nice comfortable position so they're resting comfortably into the back of the chair. Readjust everything that you need to so it all feels good. And then if it feels comfortable to do so, close your eyes down. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. Feel your feet connected to the ground. Get a sense of the solidness of the chair underneath you and behind you. Start to bring your awareness back into your body. Gently wiggle your toes and wiggle the bottoms of your feet and your ankles. Just invite some gentle bit of movement down into your feet and your toes. And then wiggle your fingers. Invite some gentle movement into your wrists. And then as you invite a deeper breath back into your body, lift your back away from your seat and then eyes closed if you can, walk your butt forward in your chair so you're finding the center of your seat, and then feet are going to be nice and grounded on the floor. And then once you've found your way there, just see if you can bring your head, your heart, your hips in line, soften your shoulders down, take a nice big breath. Awesome. Eyes can open or close. That's totally up to you. But we're going to bring it just to the left foot. So we're going to keep the big toe on the ground. Circle your ankle in one direction. And then circle your ankle the other way. Wonderful. Set that foot down. Take it to the other foot. Circle your ankle in one direction, keeping your big toe on the ground. Nice. And then circle your ankle the other way. Beautiful. And then set that foot down on the ground. Find that nice, tall, upright spine. Bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Eyes closed or open, totally up to you. Take a nice, generous inhale. Fill your lungs up. Nice, slow exhale. Deep inhale, breathing in love and gratitude for yourself, for your mind, for your body, and the time that you take to take care of yourself. And breathe in a little extra love and gratitude that you can carry with you through the rest of your day and share with everyone you see. And when you feel ready, gently lift up through the top of your head, gently open your eyes. I bow to you. Happy Wednesday.